Hey there, Chris Hill here. So it's been a while since I made a video, but some things weighing on my mind. I wanted to throw some stuff out there to you guys, and I've had a lot of time to think here at the house by myself this weekend, and so here goes. There's obviously a lot of talk about Joe Rogan and cancel culture, and I want to dive into some of that, some of the problems with it, but then also maybe how we can maybe move past it and try to find the good in people versus trying to find the worst things someone's ever done and then make them pay the rest of their life for it. Brian Stevenson, the civil rights attorney who the movie Just Mercy was based on him, in the movie, but also in his TED Talk and in his book, he says, none of us are as bad as the worst we've ever done. And I think that's true for all of us. I can tell you just yesterday, I sent a stupid text message to a buddy of mine. He knows who he is. And he called me out on it. And I would not want that text message surfacing for the public to see. I'm embarrassed and ashamed that I sent it. But, that's part of being a human being is we make mistakes. And I can tell you, I'm not some huge Joe Rogan apologist. I'm a fan. But I'm not an MMA fan. I'm not I love comedy, but I hadn't seen any of his stand-up routines before watching his podcast. But I think what you do see when you watch his or listen to his podcast is you see someone that's genuine and someone that's like intellectually curious. And the more we try to cancel people, really, for something they've done, that shouldn't define them. I don't think. I don't think him saying the N word in a way that wasn't meant to be derogatory should be the end of him and his career. So why would you create a video like that? I don't think Whoopi Goldberg, as much as I disagree with a lot of her kind of politic type stuff, I don't think she's an anti-Semite. So I'm not sure what giving her a 2-week, slap on the wrist does. I think these are people that are in the public eye that are talking, unlike a lot of the people on CNN or Fox, wherever you watch your news, they are talking, off the cuff, right? These are conversations they're having with people in real time and in real life. And sometimes we say and do things that maybe aren't our proudest moments. I'm also reminded of Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Chiefs. He won the Heisman Trophy as a senior in college. And it's the biggest award you can win as a college athlete. And that night, and first of all, he's half black, I believe. So he's part of a minority type group, which shouldn't really even matter. But when he was 14 or 15 years old, I believe he sent some tweets out saying fag or faggot or something like that. Which, okay, that's not good. It's not. I can also tell you that 15 years ago, when a lot of us were growing up, that was a word that a lot of people in the United States used. Again, it doesn't make it okay, but also the times change, and what might have been okay or more okay at a certain point is maybe not anymore. And so as societal norms change, I think the most important thing we need to do is look at people's intentions. Is Joe Rogan trying to hurt somebody by saying that? No. Okay. So he did something he shouldn't have. He acknowledges it, and let's try to move on, and we can all maybe learn from it versus trying to literally cancel the guy. I assume people are creating these videos to get Spotify to drop them and have him lose his deal, or whatever. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's frustrating, and what it does is it makes people like myself censor the content we put out there. When the George Floyd stuff happened here, about a year and a half ago, I guess. I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Hey, Chris, like I feel like you need to say something." Um, and listen, I felt very strongly in the same ways a lot of us did, watching that video, thinking about, that grown man, calling for his mom. It was heartbreaking to watch and see, human life literally being lost. But I also know that situations are complicated. Very little in this world is just black or white. There's a lot of gray areas. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that. None of us are all great or all bad, right? Um, and so the more we can try to kind of tap into the humanity we have within ourselves and each other, the more I think grace we're able to give each other. And one of the podcast guests that Joe Rogan had, that probably my favorite episode he's had, was Daryl Davis. And I tweeted it out earlier, but Daryl Davis has spent the last like 30 something years of his life. He's an African American. He's spent the last 30 something years of his life turning KKK members into people that are maybe a little bit more loving, and they give him his robes, and they leave that life behind. And listening to that conversation they had, it was very genuine. You could tell the connection, and the more we move into the future with more and more media and content out there, there's going to be more and more opportunities for us all to screw up. I can tell you, like, I could have been canceled 10 times over by now. And, if I was a bigger deal, I'm sure I probably would have. But that isn't who I am. And I think one of the biggest things that Daryl Davis says, that guy, and I'm not sure if he says it in that conversation, but he definitely does in his TED Talk, or one of his TED Talks, is he says, let's build bridges, not walls. So when we're creating this video, are we building bridges? It seems more like a wall to me, that just get in the way and keep us from being able to connect with each other. By being divisive about the Whoopi Goldberg situation. Are we building bridges, or are we building walls? Because bridges allow for us to talk about and connect with each other over these things and work through them together as a society and a culture. Things here, especially in the U.S., are complicated, right? We have a very checkered past. We also have a very heterogeneous mixture of people that live here. And there's a lot of nuance to a lot of different parts of the way life works here in the U.S. And to act like it's all just black or white, good or bad, 1 or 0, is, I think, very foolish. And it makes people like me and other content creators out there more reticent to put content out there. If you know that any misstep you make could be the end of your career, or you could be canceled, whatever it might be, well, why would you keep doing it? So the more people keep doing this, the more people like, I don't know if Rogan will, or if he does, but I think subconsciously people will start to kind of hold back, and these conversations will be more and more surface versus having substance to them. So unless we want to end up, watching a bunch of talking heads on CNN, all the time, I think we need to listen to each other a little bit more. I think we need to try to understand each other a little bit more. And I think we need to, as Daryl Davis says, build bridges and not walls. So if you like this, I'd love for you to subscribe, share it with a friend, like all that good stuff. I am going to be getting back into more content soon. But until then, I hope everybody's doing well. I love you guys, and we'll talk soon.